Hello everybody, are you ready for another episode of Boomer Therapy? Well, if you need a little bit of craziness and some knowledge and all kinds of stuff, you've come to the right place. So are you ready? Let's go. My name is Linda, and you have reached Boomer Therapy. I'm a boomer, and this is my therapy. And hopefully, I can make you smile, laugh. It's a little bit of something, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then my co-star is Gracie. I'll call her. There she comes. And here she is, Gracie. She is my therapy dog, along with this channel. So, we're going to start off with a boomer brain buster first. Today it's a little different. I'm going to give you some jingles, and you figure out what product it is. Are you ready? I'm going to give you a jingle, and you tell me what product that jingle matches up with. So number one, good to the last drop. Is it A, MJB, B, Maxwell House, C, Folgers, or D, Taster's Choice? Do you say Maxwell House? You know your jingles. Maxwell House, good to the last drop. Number two, bet you can't eat just one. Is it A, Pringles potato chips, B, Ruffles potato chips, C, Laura Scudder's potato chips, or D, Lay's potato chips? Did you say Lay's potato chips? You are actually correcto. Lay's potato chips, you bet you can't eat just one. Number three, this is an oldie but a goodie. It takes a lickin' and keeps on tickin'. Is it A, Timex, B, Rolex, C, Casio, or D, Bulova? Do you say Timex? That's right, good old Timex. It takes a lickin' and keeps on tickin'. Number four, here's another oldie but goodie. Ring around the collar. Is it A, Tide, B, Whisk, C, Clorox bleach, or D, Cheer? Did you say Whisk? You are right. Remember those annoying commercials? Ring around the collar, ring around the collar. He's got ring around the collar. Oh, that's such annoying. Number five, put a tiger in your tank. Is it A, Shell, B, Union 76, C, Mobil, or D, Esso, which is Exxon? Do you say Exxon? You are right. Before Exxon, it was Esso. So Esso, Exxon are the same thing. And number six, which is our last one. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Is it A, Rolaids, B, Alka-Seltzer, C, Pepto-Bismol, or D, Tums? Do you say Pepto-Bismol? You are right. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Before Fighting the Food came out. Pepto-Bismol, the pink solution. Hi, how'd you do? Did you do all right? I know that some of you youngsters probably didn't get a couple of those, but don't feel bad. It's okay. It happened back in the day. So today I've got a couple things for you. Now, the first thing is my husband and I went on a short little trip. We went to Clarkdale and stayed at an RV park called Rain Spirit. which is a newer one, very nice, up against the Tuzagoot National Park. It is right outside of all the major Cottonwood, Jerome, and in fact, Sedona is only 19 miles away. So I want to share with you today my adventures. Today we have 3 of the cutest little towns on 89A. One is Cottonwood. Cottonwood started out as a little town that basically the soldiers from Camp Verde visited, and by 1879 it became a town. Very economic, heart of the Verde Valley between 1917 and 1920. Today, on Old Town Cottonwood website, they declare sip, shop, play, and stay. They have a lot now of wine tasting, they have breweries, they have antiques, art and culture. The cool thing about being a town with old town personality, you attract Hollywood. Stars like Mae West, John Wayne, Burt Lancaster, and even Elvis Presley has stayed there when they were shooting movies. Cutest little hippie shop. I had to show this to you. The next one is Clarkdale. It's also on 89A, just out of Cottonwood. It is at the base of the Cleopatra Hill. Founded in 1912, basically is a company town for the Jerome miners and their family. The cool thing about Clarkdale, they have this little railroad. It's the Verde Valley Railroad, which will take you on a 4-hour tour of the Verde Valley. Check out their calendar on their website. They have wine and beer runs. Now we are going to climb up Cleopatra Hill. We are going to climb up to a little over 5,000 feet. It's almost a mile high. Jerome. Jerome is the little town that we are going to visit. It's an old copper mine and the little small town at the top of Cleopatra Hill. You can see the Verde Valley. As you get higher and higher, it's just beautiful. You can see where the red rocks of Sedona. You can even see Four Peaks. Now, the town was founded in 1883. The mine closed in 1953, and it actually became the largest ghost town in the West. Today, it's occupied by about 451 people and thousands of tourists. There is so many things to see. As you can see, the roads are very windy as we head up to the top. Many hotels. This is the House of Joy. It was at one time a brothel. Today it is a gift store. They also have ghost tours, shopping, and really, really good restaurants. Like the Haunted Hamburger. That's where we ate. It was awesome. And dogs can go. Well, hopefully a lot of you have been on 89A. It is so worth it. 89A is a highway that goes from Flagstaff to Prescott, and it's about 83 miles and some change, something like that.
I'll tell you the reason why we don't have too much footage of Sedona is take a look at this. It was a traffic jam, so we never got out of the car, and so I just took a snap. But I want to tell you, Sedona is so beautiful. The mountains and the rocks and oh gosh, it's so beautiful. Well, today I got a couple of things for you. You know how I've always said, learn something every day? Well, today I was watching the news, and unfortunately a police officer was killed, and one of them was sent to the hospital, and he was in critical condition. So I wanted to understand really, I mean, you hear critical condition and different levels of conditions that describe them, and so I was wondering, well, what do they actually mean? So I looked it up. The press will describe the conditions of someone like either good, fair, serious, or critical. And so the police officer that I saw in the news was in critical condition. AHA, which is the American Hospital Association, has guidelines when describing a patient's condition and for the media, and they are usually one-word descriptions of that patient. And so critical, what critical means is vital signs such as your blood pressure, your pulse, your temperature, your respiration, things like that, are not at normal limits. It also means that the patient is acutely or extremely ill. Indicators are unfavorable. So that is what critical means. Serious means that the vital signs are unstable, like in critical. They are not within the limits they should be, and the patient might be unconscious, just like in critical. But the thing is that the indicators, instead of unfavorable, are questionable. So that is just a tad different from critical. The next one is fair. The patient's vital signs are stable and within normal limits. Patient is conscious, but may be uncomfortable, and indicators are favorable. Good is the patient's vital signs are stable and within normal limits. Patient is conscious, but may be uncomfortable, but indicators are excellent. So the difference between fair and good is that the indicators, one is favorable and the other one is excellent. And then of course you have treated and released, and that's where the patient goes in for some treatment and then are not admitted. They just go home. But the thing is, the AHA adds that stable should not be used as a condition with other conditions. So sometimes you will hear that someone is critical but stable. As far as some hospitals feel is that stable could also mean you're dead. Dead is stable if you follow the exact definition. So hospitals do not like to use stable and critical, or stable and another condition. But what sometimes hospitals will do, which they kind of to go off a little bit, is that they communicate the patient's condition. If they are stable and critical, and then one is critical, it sounds like one is sicker than the other. So they tend to do that to show that some level of critical conditions. So I hope you learned something on that. I thought that was interesting. Now for the next thing, it's not as interesting. It's a documentary on vacuums. Have you ever wondered what a vacuum sees when it's on the floor? We're going to take a look at Vac Cam. We are going to do an experiment. I got this new thing from Amazon, and we are going to, yes, test it on my vacuum. So today we're going to have Vac Cam. So here we go. Are you ready? Let's rock and roll. So this is what the vacuums see as I go around. Oh, Gracie. Come here, Grace. Vacuum cam, vacuum cam. Woo-hoo. This is what it looks like in the dark. Has little headlights. Here we go. Vacuum cam, vacuum cam. Here we go, vacuum cam. Woohoo! Vacuum cam, vacuum cam. So, what do you think? First time you ever got to ride on a vacuum, right?
I can't get this thing off. Doggone it.
All right, there we go, vacuum cam. And what kind of vacuums you say? Well, let me show you. It is a very cool Shark. And it has been my most favorite vacuum ever. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Vacuum Cam.
I'm right behind you, Andy! Come on! Yeah!
Did you learn something from that documentary? I hope you did. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like, the thumbs up. The more people that subscribe, the closer I get to being really cool. Again, don't forget, when you subscribe, they're not going to charge you. This is free. You're just telling me, or YouTube actually, that you want to see another episode when it comes out. As I always say, learn something every day and hug a teacher. They need it. And peace out, my friends.
Down, Gracie, down. Down, Gracie.